At this stage, you've added a hit me button to Bullseye, but it prints a message to the debug console. Print is an example of a function. A function is like a method, except it's not attached to any object. Not being attached to an object means that you can use it without having to name an object first. In Dart, anytime you see a name that starts with a lowercase letter that's immediately followed by a parenthesis, such as build or print, you're probably looking at the name of a function or method. The difference is that methods are preceded by the object they belong to when being called, while functions don't belong to objects and simply appear on their own. Remember though, the special case of a constructor methods, which kind of looks like function calls. You can't attach them to an object yet because you're using them to create the object themselves. The print function takes some text and then prints it in the console, which is in the pane in the lower right of Visual Studio Code that we saw earlier. When starting programming, you'll find print to be your first debugging tool, which means its purpose is to help you figure out what's going on in your program and to find the cause of any bugs you may have. You only see its results in the console while you are developing the app. If you take your app and ship it to the Apple App Store or the Google Play Store, print has no effect. It's there only to help you out while developing. Although normally you remove print statements before shipping your app. You can use print as an indicator to check that specific piece of code is being executed, or to check on some value that your program has stored. In the code you just wrote, you're using print to make sure that you run some code when you tap the button. That said, once you feel comfortable working with Flutter in Visual Studio Code, you should view print as a method of last resort, as Visual Studio Code contains lots of tools to diagnose issues without having to insert a lot of unnecessary lines of code. So you've used print to print out a message from the result of a button press. Congratulations, you've written your first interactive code. But you're not done yet. Since print is a debugging tool, users never see the results. From their point of view, pressing hit me still does nothing. You have to make the button provide a response that the user can see. To do that, you'll write your first brand new method in the next episode as we take a look at widget state.
Open up your project in progress or download the starter project for this episode. We're going to create our own method to print out hello. We'll add this to our class. Firstly, when defining a method, we need to define a return type, such as an integer for whole numbers or a string for text. In case the method doesn't return a value, you set the return type to void, followed by the method name. Okay, let's create a method named printHello in the GamePageState class. You can pass values into the parentheses. For now, we're passing in nothing. Now to add code, we put it between braces. Now we can call the print method. At this point, we put our new method in the onPress property. Notice that when putting our new method, we didn't use the parentheses. We just gave the reference of the method. That is because adding a parentheses will execute the method immediately while building the TextButton widget, rather than waiting for the onPressed event. Now build and run the app. Tap the Hit Me button, and you'll see a message in the debug console. Welcome to the world of methods.